you know, about 15 years ago, a little bit more. Well, and then he is the one who started to irrigate my spiritual seed until this started to germinate and then grow, you know, and now I'm using the Andean spiritual tradition, mystical tradition from the Andes in order to let it grow. Well, my experience is wonderful. It's amazing. It is why I'm willing to share this experience with you. Uh, I work as a tour guide in Cusco, Peru. I run Andean Spiritual Pathways in Cusco, and I am representative of the Viracocha Foundation for Preservation of Indigenous Wisdom in Cusco. I work with a lot of people who are putting a lot of effort in order to transmit this wisdom worldwide. Yeah. So this is what we are doing now.
Yes, and 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 I'm so excited. I cannot stop laughing and smiling. So
Mm.
this is great. This is great to know you a little bit more, and also to share it for everybody that is watching us. Um, I've organized last year a mystical. It was my first mystical retreat to Puno with Fredy, and it was such a pleasure. It was something that just came up. It was just following the intuition, and then we were able to share. I think it was 4 days of this mystical retreat, and we were focusing on the second chakra. That's why we went to the Titicaca Lake, and that was such a blessing. It was so magical for everybody. The people that joined us, they were shifts were happening in their inner self. It was just beautiful, a beautiful experience. And something that I feel every time I go to Cusco, because I do really like to spend like many weeks down there, is how the land is so open to receive and to hold space for everybody that wants to go there for healing, looking or searching to find themselves, to heal themselves. I would say that pretty much what we do is a remembrance process every time we go there, and we remember who we are, because the wisdom is within us, and this, or how you can say, is the shaman is within us, and everybody has that access. So the land, I feel, is very happy and very pleased every time people go there, and it gives all the gifts, and there is a lot of miracles that happen every time I go there. So yes, I can feel that energy whenever I talk to you as well, because it kind of, you connect. Yeah, your energy field connects me to everything. So let's let's introduce the people that is watching us, and if you have questions, you can leave your questions. I'm gonna try and check your questions and answer them. Let's start introducing a little bit about Andean Inka Healing, what that is. Andean Inka Healing.
Yeah, well, I would say that this is one more of these spiritual tools that has been given to a particular part of our planet, understanding that we have other spiritual tools that has been given at their own time and space in a different continents. So what's the Andean spiritual tradition, you know, is this tool that help us evolving in a spirit, you know, gaining levels of consciousness and making us stronger and making us or giving us more tools for going through the different difficulties that we might have on our daily path. Yeah, so it is very nice. It's because this Andean spiritual tradition, you know, has about 10,000 years of evolution, you know, from the first human groups started evolving in South America, in the Andes, in the three different areas like the coast, the Andean mountains, with communities above 4,000 meters above sea level, in the jungle with a lot of plants and the rivers, you know. So this is a wisdom that evolved for this amount of years, and so the tradition, I mean, the communities and the civilizations in South America, started to get the pastry of all those, understanding that this wisdom has come also from a conglomeration of different wisdom, tradition, belief systems that each uh, small ethnic groups and tribe or a small culture, came up with. This is when the Inca people, in the golden era, brought all this together and universalized, all this, making one beautiful, beautiful tradition, which is very universal, no contradictory with any other tradition of or a spiritual tool that exists worldwide. See, it's a tradition that works with Mother Nature. This is
Mm.
something nice. This tradition, connects us with Mother Nature. By instance, one of the exercises that we teach in this course, it is Samin Chakui and Saiwa Chakui, as it listens, all right, which is the direct connection with Pachamama, Mother Earth, our cosmic mother, and Pachatata, the cosmic father, the absolute, or if we can call God. All right. So this is one of the exercises that we teach. And then together with this, we also teach the connections with the beams of creation, like Mama Kocha, water, uh, Mama Waira, air, Tata
Mm.
Inti, sun or fire, and Pachamama, Mother Earth. In this tradition, uh, there are no elements. Every single thing, I will say, it's a being. It's living
That's
energy. It's living energy. So starting with this point, the tradition teaches you to harmonize, with a living energy everywhere you are.
mm, that's so beautiful
Yeah.
what you say. The first words that came to me is synergy. It's synergy, because as you mentioned, everything, like, we are treating everything as with sacredness. Everything is being seen, everything is being acknowledged, and we are connecting with that consciousness, with that energy that is being held in everything that is surrounding us. And I just can breathe. I can breathe and I can feel when when you talk and you say that we recognize everything, and it really is universal, because we are not saying like, oh, because you are from this religion you don't belong, you are, no, it's in fact there are different perspectives, but from this ancestral wisdom we are recognizing those differences, and as well telling like, yeah, it's fine, come here. Everything, we are not separating us from these other um, disciplines or philosophies. In fact, it's more like how we are bringing this synergy, we are connecting, so there is a lot of connectedness that I sense and that I feel internally. I feel like I'm breathing the energy of every piece of existence around me, and at the same time it's so beautiful because we've been and we are still sometimes like, there is so much separation, and we believe sometimes, and I sometimes I even I fell on those patterns, I don't know, on separation, and in fact we are not separated from anything. So that's as a beautiful reminder, and as well how I consider everything you say is a lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes
Yeah.
how I wake up every morning, how I live my every instant of my life, how I go to bed. So that's very the richness of your words. It's very fulfilling, I would say, to my spirit.
Definitely. The Andean tradition, it is this tradition that harmonizes, it's a harmonizing tradition. Yeah.
Mm,
In fact, for us, in order to emerge and evolve in the spirit, we need to harmonize ourselves and harmonize, you know, then with our partner, you know, then with our family, with our neighbors, with our, you know, it's how that the bubble just increases, you know, gets bigger. The Indian tradition
Yes.
teaches you first heal yourself, okay,
Yes.
be support of yourself, which would be good enough, you know, to, you know, to be independent, you know. And beyond that, if you like, you know, following further, then you can expand your bubble bigger. You know, for that we have the different ceremonies and the spiritual exercises that we are willing to teach you in these 8 months, I mean 8 weeks.
We wish it would be
The
8 months. I'm sure there is a lot of information to share in 8 months, but it's gonna be 8 weeks.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly, you know, and it's
yes,
all about aini, sacred reciprocity, you know. Yeah, it
yes,
gained the right to receive by giving, you know. It's
yes.
well, in reality, you know, it's a tradition and our spiritual exercises that even for people who knows the tradition, you know, it's a great medicine even for situation as uh, the pandemic problem that we have now, you know, creates stability on you, you know, like avoids fear, distress. And actually, if you enjoy from all this, then your immune system gets stronger. You know, this is one of the tools that humanity needs. And I'm not saying that you will gain only with the Andean tradition, with a high and deep respect to all traditions in our planet. You know, if you follow with a lot of commitment and intent, then you will get it. So the Andean tradition comes, you know, comes with that. Yeah, comes
Mm.
to this uh, planet in order to uh, fix chaos, you know, just
Mm-hmm.
bring harmony. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, the word that comes again is inclusiveness, and I think that that's it. It's very inclusive for everybody. So let's. I'm just gonna share to everybody that is watching us right now and the ones that are joining. And if you are joining the replay, please tell us and share with us where are you joining from, and if questions, just also leave your questions with us. Um, I just want to share that we started the 8 week course in Spanish and we started last week. And it's been such a blessing to start that course. We have 10 amazing souls that has joining, and that course is gonna be also, it's pre-recorded, so it's gonna be available in Spanish for future people that wants to go through the experience. And the first thing, and you just mentioned it, and that's why I want to bring it back. You mentioned about Aini, the sacred reciprocity. And that's beautiful because that's how we started the course, is with the Aini. When the first time we talk about co-creating, me as a facilitator and as the bridge for this course, the first thing that Fredy said was, okay, I'm gonna do the Aini first. I'm gonna do the sacred offering first. Well, it's the sacred offering first. So to give for us, to give thanks for this opportunity that is upcoming for us. And that's how we also started the course, right? With this sacred offering. And what Fredy is sharing through the course is the every detail, like how you put every offering, like what are the things, the elements that participate in this ritual. Usually it is a 45 minutes, it could be a whole day ritual. You were sharing with us during the course that your grandfather used to have sometimes these rituals, and it was a festivity, it was a whole day festivity, and he was going back home like very late night, because it's not only the offering, it's a ceremony, it's a party, it's a festivity, it's a celebration, right, of everything that the land is giving. So can you share a little bit more about this sacred reciprocity, just a little bit, so people will know or understand much more about what is it about, and what is the, I would say, the philosophy, the thought below it or behind it.
Perfect. Though, well, the name of that is Haiwarikui. How we started our classes, because we have to gain the right to receive by giving. Like, why I am here, because I'm very, very blessed, and very, very honored in being initiated by my grandparents when I was very child, around my 10, 12 years old, And then, I started to uh, get involved with the Andean tradition after my 20s. I had a great teachers from the Q'ero community, from the Lares community, from the Wasao community. The ones are well-known communities by hosting the last lineage of the Inka healers, or Inka priestly lineage people, or as we can call shamans. Well, in the Andean tradition, this is an introduced world. Uh, well, I learned a lot, and I used that wisdom in order to uh, face my own issues and difficulties, which I will tell you, I'm still dealing with some, because just came up. But I found that these exercises and these tools that I received from my masters really works. And then if I am enjoying of this, then I gotta give. This is this is the sacred reciprocity. Okay, so what you learn, you gotta teach. This is in one way, and in another way, this is coming like the sacred reciprocity. So Haiwarikui, or other people knows as despacho. Well, I will tell you the explanation when we get to the courses, because it's quite large. Haiwarikui or despachos are these physical prayers that the Andean tradition does in order to imprint on this offering, your imprint your your dreams, okay, what you need, and then for the Andean tradition, making the Haiwarikui or the despacho, it is imprint all these wishes, on your soul, on your body, on your spirit, for making it real. Through the despachos and through the Haiwariku, you will realize, you will materialize all your dreams. This is what the Andean tradition did, in their farming picture, focused in their farming tradition. Before they plant the seeds on Pachamama, they will do first the Haiwariku, or the sacred offering, because, they will realize, they will make it real, that they will have a great harvest. All right. So this is working for us nowadays. Not only, well, that was created like for the farming, in the farming society, but nowadays we can do, for our jobs, we can do for our health, for our relationships, for whatever other difficulty that you have. You can just fix it, you can just align, you can just harmonize it. So it's very important. The Haiwarikui, it's something that you will learn doing, okay? You will learn doing it, and then you will learn also how to direct the power, the energy that you create by doing it and just making it real. It is,
Yeah.
it is wonderful, yeah.
So this could be, I would say, this could be the way. Today we are talking and a lot. There is a lot of conversations and posts and a lot of everything about manifestation. What is, how can I manifest? How can I create, right? How can I create my destiny? So what I would say, this is the way how it was the manifestation practice in this ancestral wisdom, right? It was more, instead of just thinking, you think, but you are also doing. And I love this because I am a lot towards embodiment. I am a lot towards how we bring it materialized through our body, our flesh. And I believe and I feel that when we do this Haiwarikui, it really allow us not only like to bring it in the mind and not only like to feel it in our emotions, but also we are starting the materialization through creating this Haiwarikui. That's how I feel the process is like we are
Yeah,
bringing all the pieces together on this one. Like some
exactly.
people do the board, the dream boards or the vision boards, right? But
Yeah,
this would be this. Go ahead.
or the mandalas. Yeah, the
Or
mandalas
the
too.
mandalas, yes. So
Yeah,
this Haiwarikui is that board, that vision board that you are creating, and every piece that goes in
exactly.
there, it has a meaning.
Yeah, and it has an structure, it has a structure how to do, because in the Haiwariku or the despachos, you are going to offer, for your future, for your present, for your past. You will offer for your left side and your right side. You will offer for your spiritual and physical side. Has a very
Yes,
nice structure starting in the middle, which is
that's
the center.
yes,
And then, it is very nice. And then, the prayers that you do, the power words that is involved in it, the mantras that we learn from the masters, from our elders. It is amazing. And
yes,
nowadays,
yes.
because nowadays all this wisdom we brought in a kind of academic frame, so it's
Mhm.
easier for us to teach to to Western people or Europeans,
Yes,
who's evolved in a kind of different way, I would say, because this is a wisdom from the Andes, and how we can reach, how we can arrive to, Western people, Europeans and North Americans, then we found a technique. So it'll be nice, to join to these 8 weeks, though we are going to teach you, how to work with this tool, which is very nice. Yeah.
awesome. That's great. So there is so much. It's already 30 minutes has passed by, but I want to go back a little bit and this topic is so beautiful. But I remember you also like I want to backtrack a little bit and if you can just share a little bit about the importance to this connection with our verticality and
Yeah.
also how we expand on the horizontal way. And I'm bringing this because I think a lot of things that have this ancestral wisdom is kind of these, I won't call it laws, but it could be this, um, it's a baseline. It's kind of the columns of to build this building. Is the main beliefs, I would say, the main beliefs that holds this wisdom. And when we practice this, everything else, all the practices, all the rituals, and everything else flows. But these concepts are key to build everything else,
Yeah.
right? These concepts about sacred reciprocity, the Haiwarikui, the concept about Aini, um, and now this concept about how we evolve vertical for so first, so then later we can evolve horizontally. So can you share a little
Exactly.
bit about that? What that means?
Yeah. The first ceremony or a spiritual exercise that has been introduced by the Inca spiritual tradition, it is Saiwa Chakui and Samin Chakui. Saiwa Chakui and Samin Chakui. Yeah. So Sami, it is the nectar. Sami is the most beautiful energy that comes from Mother Nature, from our cosmic mother and father. Okay. So we are freely open to these energies whenever you want. If you do with a lot of intent,
Yes,
just imprint your intention, then you can just bring a lot of energy, that comes vertically from the solar system, comes from the stars, from the moon constellation, from the galaxy. Okay, this beautiful Sami, you can just be showered with this, and then you can irrigate your nyawis, which other tradition knows as chakras, you know. and they can then, with this energy, you can just irrigate and just clean,
Yes.
whatever energetic constipation you might have in a certain chakra, might be on your seventh eye, on your throat, on your heart, on your solar
Yes.
plexus, and then you can send it to Mother Earth, to Pachamama, because Pachamama, Mother Earth, it is our cosmic mother who is in charge of transforming or transmuting that energy, which is heavy, is not bad. Okay, it's not
Mm.
negative. In the Andean tradition, it is heavy energy or light energy. So this energy just comes to Pachamama, Mother Earth. We give it with a lot of love, and she transforms it or delivers whatever needs to go. With this, I'm saying like my heavy energy, Denise, might be light energy for you, because the perception of energy is very independent to each singular. So
Mm.
this connection is very nice. So since you do this, you transport this beautiful Sami nectar, beautiful energy, through you, and you share with Mother Earth. In By law of reciprocity, Mother Earth, Pachamama, will give you back this, you know enforcing energy for yourself. It is, enforce the whole points that the Sami, came and passed, and cleansed it, and is going to send it back to Pachatata. The vertical movement of energy, it is very, very fundamental. It's very nice, because this is going to create our roots as well, how strong we want to grow.
Mm.
This is the
Yes.
energy that is going to let our spiritual seed germinate, because this is like watering our spiritual seed. It's going to connect us with our spiritual parents. Beyond this, then when we have this connection, then we will be able to move the energy in the horizontal way. You know, in the
Mm.
horizontal way, it is uh, these exercises, which actually it is called Huchapan Pachakui, it is dealing, with the energy in the horizontal way. In the horizontal way, it is your past, present, and future. You can deal with issues from your past, you can deal with issues of your present, and you can build up a beautiful pathway for your future. As I told you before, if you learn how to digest your own energy, if you learn to be a support for yourself, would be good
Yes.
enough, and that would be a goal enough for you, because you are not extra power for some other person. Some other person won't be in charge of you, because you can deal with yourself. That is good enough. But if you can just increase your bubble, then, well, you can be a great partner. You can
Mm.
make happy to your wife or to your husband. If you learn a little bit more of this, then you can be a good father. You can just you run your family in the greater way. So you can be a great support for your family. Your family will be happy, and that would be good enough in reality.
Yes.
But people
Yes.
sometimes wants to go farther, because they want to be a sample, a great person in your neighborhood. See, it is how your bubble starts expanding. Yeah, this
Mm.
tradition will teach you to arrive to a certain levels of priesthood, in which you can be, a powerful person. But no, I'm not saying that person who is powerful within the ego. No, this is
Mhm.
a person, who is whose vibration will heal at least, to 900 or 1,000 people, just by
Wow.
speaking or just by making a labor. This is
Yes.
exactly the levels of priesthood that, for example, Mandela, used, or, you know, uh,
Gandhi.
Dalai Lama and
Oh,
others, Martin Luther King. So this is the power that they gained.
yes.
So we have a great samples of a great level of consciousness people, who's worked out with that, and not having any money in the pocket, they were so powerful.
This
You
is
know.
so interesting what you just shared, and I just want to share two things. Once is when we talk, and I remember you might remember the conversation. I was saying, okay, how am I gonna give this energy that is not working for me, which is the denser energies, the heavier
Yeah.
energies,
Yeah.
to Pachamama? This is not working. Like I was feeling like bad, right? It's kind of, I'm giving like,
Exactly.
this is not good for me. I was feeling it was not good. And then you said like, you mentioned the other day, well, we are keeping the oxygen and we are giving what is not serving us, right? And the plants, it's food for them and they are taking it, and it's not good for us, for but the plants is delicious, and they need that to live, and they are giving us as a reciprocity, as an I need the oxygen. So it totally shift my mind internally and say like, yeah, that's true. That's totally true. It's what is heavier for me doesn't mean that it's bad for other ones.
Exactly.
It's just energy, and my system manage certain energies, and the other
Exactly.
ones is gonna be good for other ones. And I believe
Exactly.
that's the same for the healers, right? Sometimes if if we call it healers, or I mean the facilitators, um, there are energies that they can manage, they can digest, or they work with the land to digest it. So it totally shifts the way of about heavier energies and lighter energies. So that's one thing which I found it beautiful the way you put it. And then the second one is when it's so interesting when you explain about how we can, it's important to develop this energy in our vertical way first. So later we can start expanding if we want to have a family, if we want to lead a community or more people, like how it's going to be managed. Because what we find nowadays, I would say, and I can talk for my own experience and for experience of many of my clients as well, is that when they come like because there is emptiness within themselves. There is something that is missing, and there is confusion, and there is no clarity, and there is anxiety, and there is frustration, and there is like all the package they are carrying with them. They have good careers, they are directors, they are managers, they are leaders, right? So what has happened, I think, in this society is the expansion. We've gone first with this horizontal, like this is what I need to achieve, and we just focus, okay, I need to achieve this. What is my next position, what is my next step on my career, how can I get, and we think we are going vertical because we think we are growing, but in fact we are just developing this horizontal, but we are not
Exactly.
nurturing our vertical, ourself. Who am I? Who are these? My cosmic father, my cosmic mother, and then it comes like this crash within ourselves, and then we feel emptiness and loneliness, and it's heavy. And I'm talking about myself because it happened to me. I worked like so much in this way, and then in my vertical I didn't nurture it. So it's, I'm just sharing this example because it's profound what you share. It's, and I love the simplicity. I think things are simple. So it's, the way you explain is very simple, but then it's very profound and very deep when we take that into our daily life. And also when we allow ourselves to give a space to that self-love, because I think that's part of our self-love, and to evolve inner, like within us, before we are going outside, right? It's not that we can do it otherwise, it's happening like I did it in the reverse mode. But I think that's what you are sharing, and that's,
Yeah. Everything in this, everything, it is created in a sacred symbiosis,
sacred
the sacred
symbiosis.
symbiosis is, yeah, it's something that it is exactly
Yes,
what you said, exactly what you said. The plant needs us because we need to exhale carbon dioxide.
yes,
Okay, then they will nurture from that, and then plants will uh, exile oxygen, which is their waste, and we need. I
Yes.
mean, I don't complain. Nowadays, it's even more important to have oxygen. I don't complain by breathing the waste of these plants, because this is the
Yes.
mental frame, how, how we think that our heavy energy would be bad for Pachamama. Why I should know? Because this is the sacred symbiosis.
Mm.
Pachamama will be always, always, it'll be like the most delicious dessert for Pachamama, since send it with a lot of love. Recognize that is heavy and just give it. All right.
Yes.
So, but this is exactly what which makes more delicious. Like, oh my gosh, I am a little bit selfish, and I don't like this selfishness within me. And then I said, Pachamamita, Mother Earth, I'm sending you, this degree of selfishness in myself. I'm just giving to you, Pachamama, for transforming it, and send it to me, the energy that I really need. I mean, when you do with a lot of intent, when
Mm.
you do from within your heart, this is exactly which is creating a reality.
Mm.
This is
Yes.
transforming. Yeah. So it is
Yes.
not saying like, okay, Pachamama, I don't like it. Yeah, I sending to you. I mean, this is not a way to serve. This is why we have the high Warikui, because
Mm-hmm.
this is going to help you making, creating reality. It is very nice. Yeah,
Yes.
and then have your connection, in the vertical way, also will help you building your roots. Because if you build a small root, you will only be support for yourself, good enough, but you won't be able to support a family or wife and husband. This is exactly when the issues comes, because
Mm.
we are not enough grounded. The spiritual exercises that we teach, this is going to help you grounding and being a great support, not only for 5 people. If you want, then you can just be support for millions and millions. You
Mm-hmm.
can be a big change, for humanity. And this is exactly what we need nowadays.
Yes.
It is going to create harmony, no, equality, no racism, no many things that really are hitting to our planet. Yeah. So
Yes.
this is a very
Yes.
nice tool which help us harmonizing.
Yes.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So much need of harmonization, like we are going through, right? It's and that's, yeah. I feel that that's great. So let me check the comments here. Let me see if there is comments. Hola, hey, Norma Connie, she's Mexican. She's living in US for a while, for a long time. She is in Las Vegas, in Nevada. Hello, she's talking about energy constipation, and yeah, everything is created in sacred symbiosis. Yeah, she's just putting, and also Guy was connected. Um, and he was saying that he did a trip to Salcantay, and that he enjoyed a lot to Salcantay. And
Yeah.
Fredy also gave some tours to Salcantay as well. So okay, so there is no more questions that I'm seeing. Let me check here if there is any questions here. Okay, perfect. So Leticia has joined on Join Instagram, and Meli. So there is some people. Carlos, hello, thank you so much for joining. So I know there is so much. We have talked a little bit about um, kind of an introduction of Andean
Yeah.
ancestral healing, which is very important, right? Also, we talk about sacred reciprocity, about you mentioned about the Aini, and
Well,
we will continue next couple of weeks. We are, I'm not sure if it's gonna be Wednesday, it might be Monday, Wednesday some days, or maybe we will do this earlier. But what I want to share at this moment is about the course. the course that we are giving is going to be virtual. It's going to be through Zoom. It's going to be 8 weeks. And the most beautiful thing, I think, is going to be the investment is super accessible, because I think like one um, one conversation we have is to make this accessible for everybody. This is going to be kind of the first, it's going to be the basics, and you will have all the details to do the rituals, to learn the words. I love Quechua, which is the language, and it has the vibration that Quechua has. Every time we do the rituals, it's so powerful. And I just love hearing it, and I love connecting with the vibration behind and the energy that it brings. So you're going to learn some of the mantras, you're going to learn some of the words, because we are going to use throughout the course those words. Um, so the course, the investment is going to be $111, and for the 8 weeks. So it's super, super accessible. So I want to invite you, if you are willing, if you are interested, if you are curious to know like what we are gonna, it's what Fredy is gonna develop and address every week. We are gonna send you that information. So you can just send me a message and I will share everything about it. This course is gonna be also a store. We have a platform, and it's gonna be there in a virtual form for everybody else that wants to join later. And if you are not able to join one of the classes, then you can take it later. So we want to share more. We want to share more because I think all this information is gonna remain with you. And it's an intro, and it's a seed that it will blossom, it will grow the time comes. So there is something else you want to share, Fredy, before we close um, this first live in English that we are doing?
Right. No. Well, some little thing I can add is that the Andean spiritual tradition does not need a guru. Okay.
Mm.
So the shaman is you. We just help you how to awake you as a shaman for healing yourself, and after you learn it, you have to transmit to others. Okay, you have to teach and transmit the wisdom. It is a tradition, which I would say it's a very nice tradition. And the other thing is that we will have available, so as in the Spanish classes and in the English classes, I will teach you the spiritual exercises from some sacred sites. So we will
Oh,
have the
yes.
filmed things, filmed
Yes.
ceremonies in the sacred site. So you will be able to know a little bit more about the Inca tradition, okay, the Inca sacred sites. And if you haven't been to Peru yet, then you will have the opportunity to know a little bit of that. And if you have been there already, or have been here already, then it'll be a good reminder. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is another bonus that we will have. Yeah.
Yes.
And we will
Yes.
be we
Yes.
will
Yes.
and we will learn to use, the spiritual tools as well, like the mishas and the bells, and learn how to work with it. So it'll be
Yes.
fun. I invite you to just come and join us, in these 8 weeks. I'm very sure we will enjoy. Definitely we
Yes.
will.
That's beautiful. And I believe you already mentioned the topic that we are gonna have next week, which is we are gonna talk about shamanism. Right? Many people say, oh, the shamans, and there is a priesthood that it's interlapping sometimes with shamanism. So we are going to talk more about that next week, and also for you to learn like those 4 layers or priesthood phases that everybody goes through. So if you want to keep learning, because we really want to share knowledge, and Fredy is so open and so generous, sharing his knowledge, that in a very simple and easy way. So yeah, take advantage of that. Share this if you like, if you find this interest, if this resonates with you. I invite you to share this video with other people. So in that way, you are helping us. One thing that we are doing this, and that I started with this, is to support people in Cusco, right? That, well, we are not, there are no trips down there in Peru, and people is still living down there, and the people in Cusco and in all those cities, they are living in from the tourism. So it's a big impact that we have, and we are working and talking with Fredy, because we are also looking for an option to support the Keros community, or people that are doing um, the matana. What is the name exactly of those?
Mastanas.
Mastanas, yeah, the mastanas. So we are bringing those ones to Costa Rica, and we are looking how, for everybody that is joining the course, how we can make those available. And that's a way also we are contributing. So, and that's also the reason we want to make this very accessible for everybody. So this is going beyond to just creating a course. And that's what it makes for me. I feel very excited, and just being the reach makes me feel very grateful for this opportunity. So all of you are invited. I'm not gonna talk more because I can talk a lot. Thank you so much, Fredy, for your time.
Send you a lot of blessings from here. A lot of blessings to all of you. I send a lot of harmony and a lot of patience and a lot of love to all those who are suffering or having struggles with COVID and things. So send a lot of love and healing forces from here to all this planet. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody. I'm gonna stop this live. Thank you.